Zack Snyder masturbating is going to be in slow motion, and the nut shot is going to be epic.
I would put it on the bun. You could fit the pickles. You could fit pickles in the pickles.
You can fit the pickles in there. You can fit the pickles in there. Come on.
Some onions.
Pickle chicken sandwich. Take it away, John Frickin Smith.
Welcome to the rabbit hole,
How did we end up on that rabbit hole?
where all you knew is wrong. And rules are just suggestions,
I like the pipe.
made up as we go along.
Shut up, Corn.
Fuck you.
And who knows what you'll find here. Maybe heaven or your worst fears. Whatever it may be, it's yours to keep forever.
Just in time. You've entered a rabbit hole. Please, go down further. Where there's philosophy hidden within stupidity.
My nipples are sweating.
What are they doing to that chicken?
They're punching holes in it. You know what? I want to teabag Hank Azaria. He can make weird noises.
You're fucking weird.
You guys are horrible.
Bunion rings? Like, I wouldn't eat those.
What the fuck? Hey,
Even if it was Paul Bunyan themed, like, you know what I mean?
Anyone-
Like flannel onion rings or something like that. You're like, yeah, I had a heart attack. Fuck you.
it's a sunshiny day.
Yeah. Fat people need love, too. I felt the energy just shift over as soon as that button got pushed. It was like your buttons got pushed and your buttholes got tighter. Anyway, you are just in time. And we are the J&T Baggers. DJ here, joined again. Yes, again.
Tiger digging. And Norman Blunt. I almost said you.
You almost said what?
Like,
Millie.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I keep seeing Millie. I have not found a Millie outside of Millie Vanilli that is a dude. It just doesn't work.
Wait, there's girls named Millies? Oh, yeah, duh.
Stupid.
That's actually a really nice
This
girl
guy.
name.
I thought about just changing it to Milton, but that just doesn't feel right. Milton Van Nielsen. It sounds
It sounds like a killer. Not like a serial killer where, like, okay, a serial killer, but not in a scary way where they consider him a serial killer. Like, he's just like a one-off killer in a movie.
yeah, a killer without the cereal. That sounds fucked up.
I think of Kellogg's. Like without the sugar in it, you know, the rooster in it.
The cornflakes.
Yeah, cornflakes, there it is.
Instead of Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are delicious, actually.
Well, that's a good comparison because that's pretty much how this late review today is. We're
Some movies suck and some are great, but our reviews are always late reviews with the boys from Just in Time.
when we went to the theaters, we got cornflakes, and now here, almost 3 years later, over 3 years later, we get the real Frosted Flakes with a little extra sprinkle of sugar on top.
And
We get the
some chocolate
90s
syrup.
Frosted Flakes.
You can put Hershey's chocolate syrup on top of it.
It's kind of weird because you go back to a few years ago and, everybody on the internet was saying, shut up, stop talking about it. It doesn't exist. There's no way the studio's ever going to re-release Justice League with Zack Snyder's original vision. There's no way it'll happen, man. Then in 2020, they announced it was going to fucking happen. And that they were giving Zack Snyder full carte blanche to just do whatever the fuck he wanted and make the whole masterpiece. Run times be damned. All the way damned. There's no normality with that. But before we get into this late review, much anticipated late review, we do have to thank Mr. John Frickin Smith for his beautiful song, Yours to Keep. I feel like the screen on the picture has your guys' attention. It looks like he's in a trance.
Who, me or him?
You, both of you.
Dude, it's just like, that's one of those pictures you see it in a doctor's office, and it's about roughly the same size. So you're just staring there, and you're like, that somehow brings me to peace.
Well, the doctor recommends you head to johnfrickinsmith.com to check out his beautiful song, Yours to Keep, from the album Songs of the Great Collapse. I already said johnfrickinsmith.com, and I almost said it again. Fuck it, which can be found at johnfrickinsmith.com.
Thank you, John Frickin Smith.
Yes. Now this, well, first of all, it's good to have like technically, I know we tried to do something last week there, Rook, but since that doesn't count in our canon continuity, it's good to have you guys, both the trio together for 2 episodes in a row there. We haven't done that in a long time. So I just have to acknowledge that we have assembled our own league for this situation. Oh, puns are coming all day, buddy.
Just to interject real quick, Twitch, man, make it a little bit easier to be able to, tell if it's a preview or recorded.
Idiot proof the streaming and stuff
come
so
on,
that
man.
like I can understand it, because I felt really stupid at the end of that. Like after we did that, like, okay, we spent over an hour and it said we had 1 viewer. So if there's one guy out there that was listening to it, that was watching on a stream, just let us know, because
Yeah, that'd be cool.
you didn't chat with us when we were streaming.
Yeah, you're making us like
We feel really weird.
yeah.
It would be actually really awesome if there was just one guy like watching you guys.
No, that's creepy at a certain point when they don't interact at all.
What, like a thumbs up or a smiley face?
Nothing.
Oh.
Not even a hi.
So we go back even further for a moment. During the making of the theatrical release, I guess we'll call it, of Justice League, Zack Snyder suffered a tragedy, had to step away from the role of director and whatnot, and had to let the movie be completed by the studios, who promptly hired Joss Whedon to try and Avenger it up. Now, we've been saying since BVS, you cannot try to Avenger up Zack Snyder's style. It's not only is it a darker style, but his pacing is different. It's a slow burn style. We argued hard with this little Mexican sitting over here. We argued more than the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Hey, Corn, pass it to your left.
I like that one better than the
Alright, just to
pre-episode
establish
one.
this, Zack Snyder is the one that did Sin City, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want
if
to say Robert Rodriguez did the first one.
I
but I'm
think
not
he was
positive.
an executive producer on that one.
Probably.
Yeah,
Let's be real. Zack Snyder did 300. He did Watchmen. Both were
Did
like...
he do V for Vendetta?
No.
Okay.
He did do Dawn of the Dead.
So okay.
So, yeah, but well, as far as superhero movies, he's obviously very faithful when adapting a graphic novel or something. But when it came to doing Man of Steel and stuff like that, he decided to go a different route from what we had seen cinematically already. We've seen campy Batman, right? In every form. Adam West. Michael Keaton wasn't real campy, but Val Kilmer, they camped it up for those ones. When Tim Burton was out of the picture, they camped him up. Schumacher gave him nipples.
They still tried to stay dark, but there was no way it was actually like true dark, like
And then
psychological view, I guess, on it.
what was it? Superman Returns came out, and they tried to have the same essence as the old Donner films. Tried to have that lightheartedness. They even cast Brandon Routh, who looked quite a bit like fucking Christopher Reeve. To where it made a little bit, it seemed like the continuity would fit. But what happened when you watched that movie, though? It didn't fit the times, did it?
It didn't, and the only thing that I liked out of it was where the kid threw a fucking piano at a guy. And it wasn't even the kid throwing the piano. It was the explanation to Lex Luthor what happened to him. That's it. It was very forgettable. And I don't know, I think they were in a weird place for superhero movies at that point.
Especially Superman, who's already had been getting called the most boring superhero just because he has all the powers and he's one of the first superheroes, if not the first, like, major superhero in a comic book.
Hey, he has super breath too. Okay.
I know. What I'm saying is that his stories have been told, damn near all of them. So for Snyder to take on Superman at all was already a challenge. After seeing a lighthearted attempt fail, that was really the only place you could go, was to try and take a more grounded and a little bit more of a darker approach. I had no problem with him snapping Zod's neck. I thought that was cool. He's not a real human. He's not from Earth. He's an alien. If Zod was green, they would have had no problem with Superman snapping his neck. But because he's white. I'm kidding. I'm not. But you know what I mean, though? Like, if he actually looked like a less humanoid alien, it wouldn't have been such a bad thing. But because he looked like Michael Shannon, oh no, Superman doesn't kill. Superman kills all kinds of fucking people.
All the time. That's
Superman isn't always trying to just save without killing. No. Batman has that rule. And even then,
Batman don't give shit sometimes too.
After watching Christopher Nolan play beautifully with Batman not killing people, except when he, just leaves them on a train to blow up, or shoots missiles at their trucks so they fall off a bridge and blow up, or stops you from flipping your coin and pushes you off off an incomplete building until you die on the floor. But beside from those, by the time you get to BVS, Batman's killing. I wanted to see a broken Batman, a fucking, you know what I mean? Rules be damned.
Because, what happens after 20 plus years of being the Batman? Not so much what happens to your body, but what happens to your mind at that point. You're just like, well, fuck, dude. I've seen every situation happen, every scenario. I've
dealt with every criminal. Seen every criminal come out of jail, too. Obviously, the system isn't working if Batman is still chasing the same rogues gallery for 20 years, and none of them are actually staying in jail. None of them are staying locked up in Arkham. None of them are staying, the system isn't keeping them keeping them from being a menace, so.
You watched the first fucking season of Batman, didn't you? The animated series? Yeah.
I love it, man.
I always wondered, how the hell is the Riddler coming out? How the hell is the Penguin coming out all the time?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, too. I think Zack Snyder took that into consideration. Like, think about it. Marvel, when they got Spider-Man back into the MCU, they played the very smart move of avoiding any and all mentions of Uncle Ben. They didn't. They recognized that we had already seen Uncle Ben get killed twice. Twice was enough. And although Snyder still showed the Wayne's
Yeah.
you still had to see Martha get shot, so I can't really say much about that one.
Yeah.
But he didn't go through, like, making you get to know the Wayne, Bruce's parents. But the whole point I'm making is just that his particular style, whether you love it or hate it, was a good balance as far as the superhero movies as a whole, You had Marvel with your extra family friendly, and you had Zack Snyder who was going to push it a little bit. I thought that was a good addition.
They have Jason Momoa in this one, I think. My man.
Yeah, they took out, like, everything that Joss Whedon put in.
Yeah. At the end, right? Yeah.
And so we go to BVS for a second. That was where we all butted heads a bit with Korn back then. Yeah. I'm sure I'll have a clip thrown in there from it or somewhere. I'm gonna just have to, like, dig it out. But there were some disagreements. Now, Korn, I bring it up obviously because Korn, like a month or so ago, you even said that you were starting to come around to it. I think because you watched the Ultimate Edition. I'm hoping you watched the Ultimate Edition.
Did you watch it on fucking Fox?
Damn, I watched that movie too many times, man. That movie was... The thing I didn't like about that movie, dude, is like, okay, that was the movie after fucking Man of Steel, yeah. So it's okay, like, okay, well, Batman just showed up out of nowhere, right? Supposedly. So the Man of Steel just showed up, You know what I mean? Cause some havoc in Gotham, and then fucking Batman's been at this for years. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
controlling Gotham.
How do you think Batman's gonna be seasoned enough to even fight Superman?
Well, okay. They didn't give him an origin story either. So they
Batman, they didn't fucking need it.
They just, yeah, I know exactly.
That's the only reason why they had those slow mo clips of fucking Thomas and Martha Wayne getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
Martha,
because you already knew. All right, exactly. All right, but this is back when they first showed this. All right.
Well, to be fair, you saw the theatrical version though too when you first, right? Have you seen the Ultimate Edition, Corn? With the extended cut that actually explains a lot of the plot holes that you were pointing out to? Because that was a big thing. There is Zack Snyder. Almost all of his movies lately are those kind of movies that you got to watch the director's cut to actually. It sounds fucked up, but studios interfere, especially with a guy like Snyder who likes to push the limits a little bit, likes to use his slow motions. But you know that.
Oh, even then, even when that guy in the wheelchair climbs up the statue and then fucking falls God on that shit, now it makes a little bit more sense too.
Why? Because that's the guy from Narcos, Mexico.
Which one?
The guy in the wheelchair. He's on Narcos Mexico.
Is he the cop? He's one of the
one of the DA.
Yeah,
DA
cops,
guys.
huh?
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Scoop McNair or something like that.
The one that actually stayed until the very end, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. I just had to point that out. But so you can at least admit that it wasn't as bad as you were saying, at least, right?
No, I mean it was slower.
You've softened up on it a little bit.
It was slower, and then the whole Martha thing too. You know
it's
what I
not.
mean?
I'm not saying it was a perfect movie because I even said back then you can't really defend the Martha thing.
And then
I think he did that just because nobody ever really pointed out that could be a reason why they were best friends. Like they just both happen to have this. Martha's raised good boys, apparently.
I did enjoy the little backstories they had for Aquaman, the Flash, and fucking
those quick little.
Yeah,
they were trying to do a lot. They were. I couldn't. That was something else I couldn't defend. Was that they were trying to play catch up a bit too fast, probably.
And the Flash coming to him in a dream.
But in this age too, where longer movies aren't always considered a bad thing.
Uh-uh.
You know, and especially Zack Snyder again, fucking Watchmen. Not a fast movie, a slow burner, honestly. But did you enjoy Watchmen, Corn?
I did.
I know you did, Rook. Yeah, well, that's one of those, you know. So all in all, we all are pretty much fans of Zack Snyder's style. 300 was awesome. It was a cultural fucking phenomenon. 300. Yeah, it hasn't aged all that well as far as like just, you know what I mean. Bunch of buff, sweaty dudes fucking yelling at each other and shit. But back then, you know how many dudes started going to the gym because of that goddamn movie?
Well, I thought it was cool when they started coming at him with their magic. I'm like, damn.
So on to the actual movie at hand, though. Here, the Snyder Cut. It was like mythical for so long. It's weird to even believe that it like actually. First off, that was the selling point for me to get HBO Max. I had been considering it, seeing all these movies getting released on there, but Snyder Cut was the final one that made me like, okay, I'm getting it.
Got to
gotta get on there.
The one thing I did notice with Snyder's Cut is it seemed like from where we were just talking about the quick little quippets of the origins having to be like pushed into a lot. This has a 4-hour runtime, but it at least has a true origins damn near of every like.
You get some kind of backstory for all of your main Justice
and a
Leaguers.
decent amount, not just like some little small quippet. It's a full blown a story within a story.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a very comic book style of doing it too. It's a meanwhile. You know, it's a very standard meanwhile. But yes, it's trying to do a lot, but I didn't hate the. Okay, let's talk about the real weird thing, okay? The 4:3 aspect ratio.
Okay, here's where I was just going to go to that. I don't mind it in one fact. In the very beginning of the movie, from where, I don't know if it was just, I might have been a little stoned or something, it almost had like a comic book feel when the way it was being shot.
Yeah, well, I was reading about it too, and he said, obviously that was intentional. And it was because of, he wanted to have a lot of vertical type of shots. And that's how, he said that because of comic books, that's how a lot of the superheroes, they're flying upwards and shit, So something about the vertical shots he wanted to have. And it worked. I didn't hate it just because honestly, when I got on HBO Max, I was waiting before I watched the Snyder Cut. I was watching Batman, the animated series. So I was already used to just sitting there watching it with the 4:3 aspect. And because let's be real, this wasn't a big theatrical release. This wasn't something that needed that conversion. That's one of those like, no, fuck it, get it out as fast as possible. But
It just seemed like a really cool little homage, I guess, to trying to get that comic book feel to it.
Yeah,
because you can definitely see especially when I can't. Diana, I'm super stoned right now. Diana is walking down the street trying to meet up with Cyborg. Just that back shot of it shooting towards her. Everything's all dark now. It has that like ominous, like, oh, dude, I'm looking at a panel of a comic book compared to a movie.
Yeah, and I've always fucking A. I remember you were posting and shit on Instagram, like that J&T podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. But you were posting on Instagram the comic book fucking panels from BVS and shit, or not, you know what I mean, from Dark Knight Returns, comparing to how Ben Affleck was playing out that fight scene and shit, and the words too. He was saying not just the action, but him actually talking about his parents dying in the street for nothing and stuff like that. Zack Snyder is obviously very faithful to the source material.
That's what we need too, though. Marvel is amazing in their ways. Amazing. I love their shit all the time. But some problems that I usually have with Marvel movies is they don't stick so much to comic book continuity, which you can't like fully be like, oh well, that always needs to be happening. But
yeah, man, they switched up a lot. Man.
Snyder, I think, sticks a little bit more towards the keel of keeping with a lot of comic book continuity, especially in these situations of BVS. Man of Steel, as far as I know of, is pretty damn accurate. I mean,
I fucking...
Well, it's not going to be word for word, but...
No. Well,
yeah,
that's the thing, too, is when creating a cinematic universe and shit, obviously, you have to make some changes. You can't go full on... You can't follow the story beat. Imagine if Infinity War really tried to go off of the fucking Infinity Gauntlet fucking run.
Yep. It
would have been too fucking massive. It would have taken 6 movies.
Uh-huh.
Fucking...
Dude, that would have been like, what? Dude, Infinity War's coming out again in like 4 months. You're like, what? Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, Endgame? Yeah, that's an 8-hour movie. How many parts? Like 4?
And I think Endgame has a bit to do with the patience to be able to watch a 4-hour movie. Endgame wasn't 4 hours, but that 3 hours was a long 3 hours.
It was long.
And we did do a late review for The Irishman, which clocked at about 3.5 hours.
Fuck you, Corn. When I was talking to him about the Snyder Cut, he was on the phone. He was like, yeah, well, will you watch The Irishman?
Yeah, I was like, dude,
that was what I told myself too. Was like, 30 minutes longer than The Irishman. I can do it.
Because we were talking about double cassettes for like movies, Braveheart. It comes in a double cassette.
Yeah.
And I think they're not even I think it's only like an hour and 30 minutes each cassette, but I'm not sure.
Oh, Lord of the Rings, weren't they all 2 cassettes?
Yeah, 2 cassettes, yeah. Yeah, see?
And I've watched Return of the King multiple times, and that's a
long ass one.
That's close to 4 hours.
Star Wars is long too.
Nah, none of them get that fucking long, Corn.
2.5 hours.
Nah, I don't even know if they hit that long, bruh.
Star Wars? Are you for sure?
I don't know.
You don't need
2.5 hours. I think they hit about 2 hours. They don't do just a standard 90 minutes. I know that.
I think they might hit like 2:15 at the most.
Yeah, I don't think it's a
that.
full-on 2.5 hours, though, that you're going to see from Star Wars.
Sometimes Clone Wars seemed long. They talked more.
What was it? The goddamn Rise of Skywalker might have clocked in a bit longer. But that was just because they were trying to steal some of that endgame hype and trying to, like, make up for a lot of mistakes that they made. We don't have to go into bashing Star Wars. This is about the Snyder cut.
We're not bashing. We're just saying that we've seen movies, long ass movies.
First off,
right?
In getting rid of the Whedon stuff, that meant we got rid of the John Travolta Cavill mustache cover up thing, which made Cavill's performance feel way more natural.
Well, it's fucking scary.
And he looked like he was having more fun in that final fight as opposed to the theatrical version. I love that this was almost an entirely different movie, even though it had some, like, obviously a lot of the same elements.
It's a fucking night and day.
The changes, even the minor ones, make a difference. Like, just getting rid of, like, the red, just darkening the visual. Just that little bit of darkness. And fucking getting rid of the, like I said, that red fucking sky or whatever that they had at the end battle on the theatrical version.
With the tank?
Yeah. They made it felt like a Zack Snyder movie. That's all you really need to do is darken it up a little bit. But, yeah, the Joss Whedon jokes that were all added in weren't that funny. I'm glad to know that Zack Snyder was the one that had the thing where Flash and Superman make eye contact during that when Superman first gets resurrected and shit. And Flash is trying to run around. Because I did love that part. Seeing him in slow motion and just Superman's eyes just move over to him like, well, you think you're the only fast one. I love that part.
Yeah, he even, the Flash even, like, tackled fucking Aquaman trying to hit Superman.
Yeah, that was fucking funny.
It was tight.
They did take out that "do you bleed" thing. I'm okay with that. I was okay with that. Steppenwolf. All right, Steppenwolf looked way more like he was looked at fucking at the end of Batman vs Superman, which I don't even think you saw him in Batman vs Superman unless it was the Ultimate Edition. I'm not positive there, but they took a lot of stuff out.
Maybe.
And let's talk about the real elephant in the room. There was Apocalypse in general. There was nothing about that in the theatrical version. Steppenwolf was a lone wolf.
Well, you didn't even know it was who the bad guy was. Steppenwolf.
You didn't know why he was there. Mother.
The mother box.
He called the mother box his mother.
Yeah.
Like they were his actual mom. Joss Whedon don't know shit. You notice he didn't do that in this version. Joss Whedon don't know shit about I was about to say Star Wars.
Is he directed to Star Wars?
No, but he did do Firefly.
I like that one though.
Yeah, I know. I'm not hating on Joss Whedon.
But he don't know shit about
altogether.
the
I loved the first two Avengers movies. I really did. I love Age of Ultron even. Even though that's the one that apparently gets like the low ranking as far as Avengers movies. I still love that one. I don't hate Joss Whedon altogether. It's just trying to turn a Zack Snyder movie into a Joss Whedon movie does not work. It doesn't. Snyder has a very specific style. And I think by the time Justice League came out, people just wanted to see where he was really going. Like, okay, maybe Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman are leading up to something epic. And then when we got to the theaters, we all went and saw that in the theaters together. We didn't do a late review on Justice League back then because it didn't feel right.
I feel like they stole my money.
Let's be real. Rook and I had defended BVS so hard that we did not want to come in and fucking do a Justice League review and just like, dude, what
Corn
the fuck?
was right about life.
About everything. But the backstory of it, and I know some people have complained and said like, oh, this is giving in to the fans. I don't think this is giving in to the fans that same way. I think this is actually about, I mean, the movie is called Justice League. And I think this was actually doing justice to Zack Snyder. Like, okay, we took your fucking movie away from you while you were dealing with a fucking tragedy. And we fucked up. We made a shit movie because we tried to undo everything you were doing. And it didn't work. It didn't play well with audiences. They saw right through it. Like, they really saw through they saw Henry Cavill's mustache. It was wrong.
And then they kept going with freaking Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam. You know.
For what?
Why would you do that?
Troy was just like, you know, and all the while, the hype for release the Snyder Cut never truly went away. Because I think people felt kind of wronged a little bit. Like, okay, Snyder's vision might have been a bit out there and a bit different from what we were expecting. But at least let us just complete his vision.
Suicide Squad.
It's not Zack Snyder.
No, I know, but that's what the DC.
Yeah, it is part of that DC. Yeah, but so yeah, seeing this version and seeing that he not only got to do all the slow motion he wanted, the Themyscirians fucking or the Amazons or whatever, that scene was fucking awesome.
That was cool.
Steppenwolf, his armor fucking like. His armor wasn't just a standard action figure looking armor. Because he looked like an action figure in the theatrical cut. Snyder cut, his armor's moving with him and it's fucking adapting to him and shit. He did look actually scary. You notice that purple tint kind of going on with it too? That was kind of nice. For like fucking, yeah, it was cool. And his face, he looked almost like a bulldog. Like you could see more anger in his face and he looked like a bruiser.
It's like a dog with a shark head.
Yeah. He looked more menacing, that's for damn sure. And he actually got more of a backstory than just mother. And Darkseid. Darkseid.
The only problem I have with this movie is there's never going to be anything past that movie. And that's the fucking problem with releasing it. Is he released something that if they would have just went with his way, they would have gotten their way.
It would have made a lot of sense.
And
all
money.
These movies that came out.
Because let's remember, although they might not have gotten the numbers that they wanted, Man of Steel and BVS were not failures at the box office.
Hell no. People were buying fucking 3D glasses.
And neither was Justice League because people were expecting to see what a Zack Snyder superhero team up movie was going to look like. And you know what? It looked exactly like you would expect a Zack Snyder superhero team-up movie to look like.
It was fucking awesome.
Every character got their individual fucking stories.
Hence the 4-hour runtime. I swear that's like one of the major reasons why there's a 4-hour runtime is you get badass origin stories. So it's compressed, but it's worth it.
You know what you do when you see that 4-hour runtime? You show it your fear.
Oh, we have the fear?
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you guys have to say? I'm sorry, but that's one of those fucking... Zack Snyder knows what the fuck he's doing. He knows he fucking made a fucking awesome 300. If you got a bunch of people with shields and spears and swords and fucking bows and arrows, they better say some cool shit.
Yeah, javelins.
And that's just proof right there that fucking... Men nowadays nerds aren't as sexist as they think, dude. Look how fucking awesome that every fucking dude in fucking that watched that movie was just like, dude, fuck yeah. No fear.
That bitch was crazy. Yeah, that actually,
I love Wonder Woman's theme song. Still.
Dude, hers is...
Oh, wow.
Dude.
I loved it in BBS. I still love it.
Her shit is badass.
Well, even when they were robbing the fucking... I mean, we've seen that in the first one, but like...
It was
they were
better.
robbing the fucking... Yeah. I think
There
it was
was
a bank
blood.
or something.
Yeah. There was blood. She threw motherfuckers into the wall and you saw blood.
Yeah, she was whooping ass.
And she blew that dude up.
Yeah, she wasn't caring.
And
on
why did the studio and Joss Whedon decide to cut out her talking to the little girl?
That is weird.
You would think, you know what I mean, with nowadays, with everybody trying to fucking virtue signal and shit, they would leave that one in there. Yeah, little girl, you can be anything you want to be. I mean, not me, because I'm a god, but...
Yeah, that doesn't happen. Don't worry. You don't got these things. Ching, ching,
Can I grow up to be like you? Well, what's your daddy's name? Well, let me just cut you off. Is your daddy's name Zeus? No, you can't quite. You're not going to be like me. Don't go out there putting on your little bracelets and shit. thinking you could block bullets, bitch. You ain't no speedster.
Well, they also gave Barry Allen like more of a use in this one. You know what I mean? The last one, all he had was like, oh, you have to revive. You have to revive Superman to touch it. You know what I mean?
See, this is what I mean with the little slight changes too. Instead of it just being him generating the electricity or whatever to touch the mother box, he actually had to reverse time to pull that fucking mother box out of the water and touch it as it fucking dropped back in. That little change right there shows Zack Snyder's attention to detail and the love he actually does have for these characters and shit. That shows, especially in a project like this. Barry Allen got to rescue Iris West. How about that? Was the hot dog thing supposed to be funny? Him putting a hot dog in his pocket? Because the dogs.
Yeah, he always carries a meat snack.
Yeah. Which hot dog's not big enough for those dogs.
Damn, dude.
That's a lot of dogs. You can't feed that many dogs with one dog. At what point do you think it's cannibalism when you just got dogs trained to eat dogs? Hot dogs.
Oh, I was about to say instantly if they're...
And at what point is it kind of like some kind of weird version of rape when Barry Allen's just like sneaking in looks and shit like that? Oh, we had a moment of eye contact. It was so fast she never even saw you right there, bro. He was under her too. That was like creepy. I mean, I get it. He was still saving her, but he didn't have to take like those extra little moments like that. Just saying, there's morals. And how about Dr. Manhattan as Barry Allen's dad too? I just love that too. Just Zack Snyder just jerking himself off. That's for 4 hours.
Yeah, especially if
I'm not mad about it. Yeah, Zack Snyder masturbating is going to be in slow motion and the nut shot is going to be epic.
Is that how he does it in his head?
He probably plays the Wonder Woman theme song.
You have to calm down. You have to be quiet.
Oh no, he plays Hallelujah.
Okay.
Yeah, the slow one. That trailer when he released the first Snyder Cut trailer and shit, and hearing that song, bringing me back to fucking Watchmen, but also seeing like Victor Stone jumping over somebody and shit, reminding me of the football scenes that we never got to see in the theatrical cut.
True.
Cyborg was just Cyborg and he was moody. We don't know why.
Up in the middle of the streets.
I'm a monster, and that is it.
Yeah,
Ray Fisher looks like a transsexual until he gets the cyborg stuff on his face. Like, I swear to God, his face is... I'm not trying to even make fun. He just got that kind of face, you know?
I did like the second pair of arms he got.
Yeah. And I enjoyed the movie, though. I enjoyed that they fleshed out not only his football days or whatever, showing at least one little bit of it, but in that same shot, seeing the empty seat for Silas Stone and shit, and seeing that there is a problem with the relationship before he dies, before he becomes Cyborg, seeing his mom die. Cyborg, back when the theatrical one released, Snyder had even said Cyborg was supposed to pretty much be the heart of the movie. And I remember watching it in the theater and like, where the fuck is he? That's all he does is walk around in a hoodie a couple times and then say booyah. I'm glad they cut that out. I'll trade that away.
They only did that because of fucking Teen Titans. They wanted to bank in on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't need him to say that. It wouldn't have fit. It wouldn't have fit. He was, and let's be real, his character should have been moody at first. He shouldn't be going straight into Teen Titans happiness. Eating pizza and shit.
Zack Snyder was comic book Cyborg.
Yeah.
Josh Whedon was Cartoon Network Teen Titans.
Yeah, and that's really what fucking separated him. Because you got to see him fleshed out. You got to see an explanation of his powers. So it doesn't just seem like he just already knows.
And dude, they fucked up. They really did. They could have made... Zack Snyder made goddamn Superman just a badass, period.
Oh, yeah.
Just damn near every time he was doing anything was just like, okay, dude, fuck.
That black suit, man.
Day, every day.
That black suit. Henry Cavill had teased that black suit fucking before Justice League released in theaters. And I was so fucking pissed when we saw it in theaters and he was wearing the fucking red and blue the entire time. Like, wait, whoa. At least wear it for like 5 minutes, man. Wear the black one, man. What the fuck is this shit? So seeing that Zack Snyder had already fucking like, that was something that he was planning and wanted to fucking do. Black suit. God damn it. If you resurrect Superman and you don't give him a black suit, that's kind of lame.
Yeah, why you bring him back in the first place?
You don't even have to explain it either. Nerds will explain it. That's what you call an Easter egg.
Oh, dude, in this one, freaking Superman laser beam fucking Batman in the forearm and he held it. Like,
yes, Batman had the gauntlets.
That shit was crazy.
I like that too, that Alfred actually got a little more screen time too. Making tea with Diana and shit. That was kind of cute. Scar and Wonder
Fucking
Woman.
Batman, dude. When I was like, oh shit, Superman fucking eye blasted that fool, dude. And he was like, oh motherfucker.
Okay, one part of that was a little bit too much Zack Snyder jerking himself off and didn't fully need to be there, but it was a 4-hour movie, so I guess I can understand why it was there. Those bitches singing after Aquaman left.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The Icelandic song or whatever the fuck that was. That was a little bit creepy. That reminded me of like a what was the fucking thing I'm thinking?
Well, he feeds them, right?
Skyrim. That's what that reminded me of.
Like he's a Nord, but from the sea.
The Dragonborns come.
But in this one, dude, when he disappeared, he didn't like the tidal wave did come, but not like the other one.
Nah, it looked a little better.
Yeah, I liked it better.
In the theatrical cut, it looked like he was drinking water or something like that. Whereas this one, it looked like he was drinking straight whiskey.
Oh yeah, he was getting fucked up that whole movie.
Yeah.
That was one of those situations. Test a water god with alcohol.
Mira with her accent.
Was that the same Mira?
No, it was yes, it was the same Amber Heard Mira, but for some reason she had an accent in that version.
Okay.
That I can't even explain anything on that, but Willem Dafoe at least got to have his scenes. He was completely cut out of the fucking other version.
Mm-hmm.
So each fight for the mother box actually was better done in Zack Snyder's version. Way better done.
Even in Atlantis, that shit was sick too.
Yeah. The fucking and even when Diana's telling the story of Darkseid fucking fighting the old gods or whatever.
That part had like a Lord of the Rings
Zeus fucking Zeus, Ares, goddamn I don't remember the name of the Green Lantern that they had shown on there. But he died pretty fucking quick on the battle.
Yeah, his hand got cut off.
That was kind of cool though, seeing the ring kind of go towards Darkseid like he was about to grab it, and then he gets hit by an arrow and fucking it just flies off. That was kind of cool that they at least acknowledged it instead of just letting you see a quick green projection and just like, oh shit, because that was just a quick cut little thing. Now you know why, because they cut out all the Darkseid shit. Oh no, we can't have Darkseid. Fuck you, dude. Darkseid.
That means we're gonna continue.
Granny fucking goodness.
Yeah,
they didn't have
Granny goodness was in there.
She didn't have to say anything. Not at all.
And I'm scared of Granny Goodness because she has fucking 5 females. There's like a girl in the bandage and fucking a big ass Amazonian bitch. Yeah, dude.
Oh, fucking the Furies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't Big Barda at one point one of them?
Yeah, that's Big Barda, dude.
Yeah. Or Bad Barda.
Bad Barda?
Big Bad Barda?
No, it's Bad Barda.
I think I'm thinking of Big Bad Harvey. Again, animated series. Been watching it. But so Darkseid actually looked cool too. I like the little Zoom call things that they were doing there. I like that there was fire coming out of it and shit too. Like it just looked molten lava, clay. I don't know. It was weird, but it was cool.
I like how he said, "We'll do this the old ways."
That sounded a little bit like fine, I'll do it myself.
I'll do it myself.
Yeah. I'm not angry about it though because it fit.
Yeah, those bastards ruined it.
Thanos in the comics was a ripoff of Darkseid.
Mm-hmm.
So why shouldn't Darkseid get to fucking take some elements of Thanos? It's only fitting.
Dude, my favorite part is right before seeing him like pop up in the circle where Superman's just beating the living shit out of Steppenwolf, like punching
He
him.
cut his fucking horn thing off. With
Yeah,
his laser eye.
yeah, and it almost looked like he was about to stop and cry. Just from like, what the fuck? I understand the hitting, but you can't even get stabbed. What the fuck?
That's my head. What the hell, man? That's like one of my ears or something. I don't know what the fuck.
I can't hear you.
That shit was bad.
Yeah, and then he just kept doing it as the circle pops up. You see the backside. It's just still Henry Cavill just beating the shit out of him.
I like that Batman got to actually be more useful. He didn't just have to stand off to the side and watch all the fighting happen. He was actually in the thickness.
No, and that one, here's the only sad part about Batman. I kind of felt like he should have. Because I was like, oh, dude. Like,
What are you doing fighting parademons? You need to cut the head off the snake, man.
Yeah, you need to jump up there and do some smart shit, not down here on the grunt shit, because you're going to die doing some stupid shit with like 100 of these things thinking you're a fucking hero.
But Barry Allen, Flash got to really save the day, though.
Dude,
the
so
final
much
battle
sense with the other
was
movie.
so much better. He got to run in circles, break the sound, but he got the wind knocked out of him and sounded like a little bitch for a second there. But the fact that they lost technically in that,
No, they did lose it, and then you reversed it.
Yeah, the unity happened, and that part was actually like, oh shit, they actually fucking that didn't happen in the fucking original version. They just kind of kicked the shit out of him, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Superman showed up and just beat his ass, and that was it. We just beat your ass, bitch.
Go home.
They stopped the little growy thingy, like fucking Ego's fucking little fucking red vine thingy.
Yeah,
that's it.
Snyder had a way better fucking vision for the. First of all, the fatality. Oh my god!
Just fucking stepped on his head.
Flash running back in time was awesome. You seen the ground come back or like reforming underneath him as he's reversing the fucking destruction. Seeing fucking, I talked about during the WandaVision thing about Monica Rambeau being undusted and shit, or reverse dusted, however you want to call it. But seeing it happen with Cyborg as Flash is running up behind him to fucking tap him on the shoulder and shit. That scene played out fucking awesome. That not only showcased Flash's abilities way better than trying to put him up against Superman. Stupid.
Well, I mean, yeah, you didn't have anything. All I do is just push people.
Yeah. That was awesome. And then seeing how they fucking treated Steppenwolf. Oh my god. He gets stabbed with the trident.
He just got
gets what, punched fucking towards the fucking boom tube. And just when it's just like, here, you could take your fucking uncle back, bitch. Here comes Wonder Woman out of nowhere. Out of fucking nowhere, like a Soul Calibur character. Shing! Head off.
That shit fucking rolled, dude, into the tube.
I loved how Darkseid reacted to that, too. Just stepping on the head and just crushing it. Like, yeah, that... You think you killed something important, bitch? All you did was drink my can of soda. I'll crush the can for you.
That shit was sick.
Ow.
Right?
What a Hitler.
Oh! Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, see, what the fuck? That's why I'm pissed off that there's not going to be anything past this. It's like, dude, you can't introduce a fucking character on a director's cut.
Fuck that. That was supposed to happen. He was supposed to have something in there for Martian Manhunter. And the studio had to go meddling with his shit. Now that was Zack Snyder's chance to get to tell the world, you know what, you guys wanted to bitch so much that the studio fucking tried to take my movie away, and then you bitched about what they gave you because it was garbage. Booty garbage. Hot booty garbage, too. You know, that the kind you can see the steam coming up off it. But like it's discolored like SpongeBob's breath.
Poop stickles.
But I think that was Snyder saying, like, look what you fucking assholes could have had if you'd have just shut the fuck up and watched BVS and just been like, okay, let's see what happens when the team up happens. No, you wanted to spend all year on YouTube fucking bitching about it. Now look at you. On your knees. begging for more of that Snyderverse.
Well, dude, I like that they even showed fucking Jesse Eisenberg's film scene with fucking
Deathstroke.
yeah, dude, at the boat. You know what I mean? And then later it keep flashing forward to like where Deathstroke's on fucking Batman's team.
I like that too. That nightmare sequence at the end, they did a lot of explaining in a little bit of time. Like you find out Aquaman's dead, Deathstroke is part of Batman's crew.
Yeah.
Jared Leto's Joker gets to make a return. I think that was really what that also was about, was Zack Snyder saying, like, you know what, Jared? Everybody's been making fun of you.
Let's show them what we're
Let's
supposed
give you another
to do.
chance. Just try not to do that laugh so much. Okay, we'll minimize it though. Okay, just do more talking. Let's just give him a bunch. You know, I'm gonna give you like 6 paragraphs. I want you to give a speech.
Dude, I think he was talking about fucking Jason Todd. Oh no, an adopted fucking son.
From what I heard, they're saying Zack Snyder was intending that to be Dick Grayson. That was the dead Robin.
Okay, cool.
That's even more fucked up, because that means no Nightwing.
Yeah.
But then I also heard something about fucking Adam Driver being Nightwing. That would have been awesome.
Well, even that shit was sick, dude. Even did you think it was Superman that they were going like? I already knew it was Superman because of the dream that fucking and Batman versus Superman that Bruce Wayne had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I knew it already.
And they showed the Omega thing in the fucking dirt on BVS as well, to where it obviously they were hinting at Darkseid somehow helping turn Superman evil. And it also helped that Injustice as well. Injustice. Zack Snyder, I think, fucking was very heavily influenced by Injustice. Like, no, we can go this route. We can make, if Superman goes evil, fuck it. You thought Brightburn was fucking insane? I didn't actually watch Brightburn.
That's a good one.
I wanted to see it. I just haven't watched it. Is it on HBO? I'm gonna have to look at it. But yeah.
Yeah, man. It kind of sucks that they put out fucking all these other movies and after they should have put this one first.
Yeah. It sucks that it took pretty much a pandemic for them to green light. Just like, okay, you know, we don't got nothing better to do. Snyder, play with Justice League. Do what you can. Have some fun. Don't tell me to have some fun. I'll make it 4 fucking hours. Bullshit.
Yeah.
You cannot make a 4-hour superhero movie.
That was good too.
Huh? Can I shoot some more scenes? Yeah, fuck it.
I have to admit too, I was into it the whole time. I really was. Like that conversation between Batman and Joker at the end, I didn't think I was gonna actually be awake long enough to fucking, or be, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
awake
it
long
kept
enough to catch that scene.
Yeah, it kept popping you with more fucking things like, wait, what? No way.
Yeah, it paced itself pretty well for a Snyder movie that, of course, incorporates slow motion and slow burning and sometimes lingering on scenes. It still worked. It's still, you know what I mean? It
So you think
flowed.
Wonder Woman died in the future too?
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Like
They
it's
showed her with, you know, the pennies on her eyes or whatever. She was dead. She was dead. She got killed. I didn't do it.
Damn. They
But
can't go nowhere.
hearing Batman tell Joker that he will fucking kill him.
And that's what makes the whole Flash thing kind of click too. With Lois Lane as the key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You keep her alive, you keep Superman from going off the edge.
Mm-hmm.
You make Superman kill Lois Lane? Because isn't that what Joker did on Injustice?
Yeah. He took over his mind and made Superman think Lois was Doomsday.
Yeah.
And then he winds up punching a hole through Joker.
Yeah. But
That's
him
awesome.
snapping a neck is too far. Bullshit. I like that. I like that Zack Snyder was willing to go there too and to add to it. And to bring back Jared Loker. That's officially what he's getting called right now. Jared Loker. But yeah, seeing him get to have a little, remove the tattoos, lengthen up the hair. Don't do that thing with your hand on your face with the laughing
He was
face.
carrying a gun.
He was carrying a lot of things. He had a bunch of badges and shit. Looked like trophies from cops.
See, I was okay with that. You know what I mean? I'm glad they didn't go with giving him tattoos and the silver teeth again.
Yeah, that was lame.
Or even like laying down in the fucking circle full of knives, you know what I mean? He was just carrying fucking badges and fucking a gun. And on that one, I was like, whoa. And
Yeah.
that's a Joker I know.
Yeah, all in all, honestly, I enjoyed it. I can't say I was blown away just because it wasn't like entirely. You obviously knew some of the story beats that were gonna happen and shit. There's only so much you can change in a movie without it just being a completely different movie. But at the same time, it felt like a completely different movie. The Flash wasn't as annoying either. That just the little shit, little changes, taking little shit out, like fucking him talking. Well, I forgot what it was when he was that little rant about brunch or whatever. What do they call it? Why do people have brunch? What is that? There was no need for that. Barry Allen, Ezra Miller can be funny naturally if you just, you know what I mean, let him have chemistry with the fucking other actors. Same with Jason Momoa and Ben Affleck. Mm-hmm. I liked that Bruce Wayne was all about having faith in people and having faith in Superman and all this shit.
That was a different one.
An optimistic Batman. And it wasn't just the guilt of getting Superman killed, pretty much. It was an actual optimism of like, no, there is hope. We can survive. We can do this. As long as we know how to love. Okay. I won't do any more of those lyrics. But, and I love Ben Affleck as Batman. Fuck you.
Yeah, he actually proved himself on this one, man.
He proved himself on BVS for me, buddy. He hit a fucking homer on his first time out. I felt, at least in my opinion, I loved his performance there, and I loved seeing how it worked in fucking the Snyder Cut. Seeing how it.
Tell me, do you bleed? You will.
I liked that though. That's something you say to someone that everybody thinks is a god. Because if you can make a god bleed, people will cease to believe in him. That's why he asked him that.
Duh, Xerxes.
Bitch. 300. Zack Snyder. It's all connected.
Prison, you get branded with the bat symbol.
Yeah. Wouldn't you if you had the technology? Think about it. If you could have basically a ring pop that brands people, I would use that shit on myself.
Okay, that's like some Zaz shit going on there.
Not like all the time, like I would do different symbols and shit though. It wouldn't just be a bunch of bats. That'd be weird. Why do you got a bunch of bat scars on your arm?
You know, I am.
You don't want to know. I was ironing in my pants.
I'm cool that Jesse Eisenberg was still in there.
Yeah, well, you don't want to recast and be that douchey to him. And even he kind of got a second chance just because they at least showed a better version of his conversation with Deathstroke. It wasn't just like, hey, welcome to my yacht. Let's have a league of their own. Or a league of our own. Instead, he reveals to Deathstroke Bruce Wayne's identity. And that's always fun when the bad guy learns who the hero is. God damn it. But that's Zack Snyder, I think, proved that sometimes studio meddling isn't always good, especially if the studio doesn't have a clear-cut plan.
Dude, Zack Snyder dropped the biggest awesome D-bag bomb in the fact of he made a movie that, in my mind, I want to see more of.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do it. So that was straight to the studio, like, fuck you. You should have did it my way from the beginning. You know, shit happens. Don't be a dick and try to redo my movie.
It's kind of weird because what's his name? Quentin Tarantino. There's his director's cuts are usually pretty fucking long too. Hateful Eight, I'm pretty sure has a 4-hour version. That's like on Netflix. I think was like a 4-part series. They tried to break it up into much like how they were saying the Snyder cut was gonna be. So now I just want to see like Zack Snyder and Quentin Tarantino get together for a superhero movie. It'd be the most witty, slow motion, action packed. Bloody affair you've ever fucking seen in your life.
Batman will be taking people's like sections of their face off and shit.
He would actually turn them into Two-Face. Stay on the fucking floor. Acid on their fucking face and shit.
He would punch Penguin in the face
and kill him. Like
he would punch him with that bat brand and shit.
Listen here, Penguin. Bam, right in the forehead.
Fucking mark the Penguin.
In that version, it's Batman that puts the bottle into fucking Penguin's eye and gives him that monocle appearance.
Cuts off the tip of the nose.
I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna fuck your face up. Yeah, I would fucking. And there's also too the knowledge that, I think Zack Snyder initially, when he was doing like Man of Steel, I think he initially wanted to connect it to the Nolan verse. And I think, because obviously Christopher Nolan's Batman movies were successful, the darker fucking tone was supposed to sell. And it did.
They even mentioned the multiverse in
Darkseid.
Yeah.
So that in itself, too, that could tie it all together if they wanted to.
I think that's why they dropped that anyways, is that, all right, so they did have a situation where they wanted to do a multiverse.
Yeah.
And that would be a easier way to get to like Infinite Crisis or like an Injustice.
Or even a Flashpoint, like they've been talking about doing for Flash's movie for the last 5 years.
Well, now they're going to have Michael Keaton as the Batman.
That's beautiful. But sometimes, when a director has a particular vision, sometimes we just want to see that version.
But it's been only been like 3 years, and they're giving us another fucking new Batman. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, dude, really?
But that's because BVS was getting so much flack that
people that didn't appreciate it when it first came out.
I don't think they needed another
people
Batman,
crying about
honestly.
it.
Like,
they were crying so much about the movie that they made Ben Affleck not want to be Batman anymore.
Why are you gonna put out another new Batman? It's a fucking other one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, dude, like, give us a break on Batman.
No, because now they got the technology to make better movies and get cooler action and CGIs and whatnot.
No nipples.
Yeah, with no nipples. Hey, fuck it. Batfleck also did the ultimate thing, and he had to take the old school type of costume with the fucking cowl, where he couldn't turn his goddamn neck. Christian Bale had it easy from Dark Knight forward, man. He got to turn his whole fucking head.
George Clooney
had to turn his whole body, just like fucking all the other Batman. Can't turn your neck in that thing, man. That thing is, yeah.
And here's the thing about his voice. You don't need a voice changer if everyone knows who you are.
No.
Like Justice. When he was fighting against like Darkseid and them, they're not fucking Steppenwolf. His voice changer's still on. You don't need it.
Yeah, but at least it's a voice changer, and it's not him by himself physically changing his voice to talk to himself. So that's what that feels like. When people disappear and leave you all alone, wondering where they went, and they disappeared because I turned around for a second and they're gone now. She thinks she's fucking clever. I'll show her clever. Who the fuck? Why was he changing his voice? Who was he changing his voice for?
That was actually pretty cool though, with fucking Ezra Miller. Oh yeah, they just left. Getting James Gordon. What the fuck is his real name?
J.K. Simmons.
There you go.
J.K. Simmons is always fun. You can tell he did, like, especially with like comic book movies, from Spider-Man to Spider-Man to Spider-Man to Spider-Man to Justice League. He just has fun with the shit. He hammed it up as J. Jonah Jameson, and it fucking worked. So much that fucking even Disney couldn't find anybody better. Who can do the voice? You don't even need the hair. They didn't even give him the hair for Far From Home. Just like, no, you're going to be bald. You're going to be the one talking. You're not just writing newspaper shit, or you're not just an editor. You're going to be prime time on camera, buddy. Bald head. I think he might have even had a pair of glasses on. But the voice, undeniable. Crap. I loved it. God damn it. But yeah, I loved the mustache and everything too, with fucking him doing the James Gordon thing. He played it perfect. He had to be an old one too. If Batman's old, he should be old too. Although I would love to see Bryan Cranston, just because he did the voice so good on Batman Year One. It'd be nice to see. Yeah, I haven't fought a Navy SEAL in a while, or a Green Beret. I think that's what it. Yeah. It's been a while since I fought a Green Beret.
He kicked the living shit out of him.
I should give him a bat to make it more fair. I love that shit. Oh, God. Zack Snyder. Great job.
You mythical man.
Yeah. Like I said, I've bought into the style. His style, for the most part, works for me. 300 was a fucking visual spectacle back then. Constantly quoted. Phenomenon. And from then on, he's only fucking upped the ante on either fucking comic book faithfulness and fucking overall fun, kind of, too. Love for the source material. Obviously was working on a fucking grand story. Like, this really was like watching 2 Lord of the Rings movies in one.
Ass cheeks falling asleep.
Yeah. So, yeah, any final thoughts from you fuckers?
If you don't have HBO Max, you should get it to watch this.
Seriously, get it, watch this over and over again for a month, cancel.
Yeah, if you want, you can keep it. It's just up to you on that, but
that movie was the reason I got it. I figured, like, if anything, then the 4-hour movie will give me the money's worth for at least that month, that first month. Totally worth it. Awesome. But next, I don't know what's going on next week, but we do have there are some things up sleeves. Things are hiding in sleeves. You like that? There's nothing to like. But yeah, further down the line, though, we will be doing a Falcon and Winter Soldier post-season late review, much like we did with the WandaVision-ness. If we were able to get them out faster, we would do post-episode ones, but if we record on a Monday or a Tuesday or something, you know what I mean? By the time the episode comes out, a new episode of the show comes out, and then just be constantly like a week behind. That's weird. Mm-hmm. Rather be a week behind after the season ends, to where, you know what I mean? It's just settling. And people are just some people wait for it to end and then they binge it all, yeah. But either way, you've been just in time. We've been the J&T baggers. I don't think I've ever reversed it like that, but we're gonna have to do that now. It's canon.